Hello, hello. Welcome to my fourth league match of this season. Here with crabcat2, the hit sequel, and we got stuff. Well, we don't really draw, but there is thinning. And there's like colonies. This is actually, kind of a pain. Legionary doesn't look so appealing because they can just buy like lighthouses or between lighthouses and guardians, they can kind of handle that. Though at the same time, it's like a legionary may be reasonable for 5 for getting to gold and platinum. Says you kind of have to do that here. I'm kind of searching for tricks such as they may be. I mean, if you had the 3/4, you could do guardian and get a sanctuary. I don't have that option, so doesn't seem. And I think I would do that if I had the 3/4, but I don't have that, so. You can buy like a groom and march it. I think that is what I'm going to do. I think I am going to march it for a navigator, to be honest. It's not like, I don't know, what I'm doing is not obviously better to me than what they're doing by any stretch. So I'm not. So then you're kind of at a point where you need to balance. And I don't know about the silvers. the gains for the remainder of the grooms are maybe a little awkward. So you can for sure take a lighthouse here and there. I'm gonna buy City Gate. I'm just trying to think what this should all be paired with. I mean, 2 silvers is okay. I mean, you still want to buy gold and then platinum eventually, so. And probably 2 or 3 sanctuaries. You could try to do horse crown stuff, I guess. That's sort of draw here. By crowning grooms, your problem is if there was a cantrip here, that would look a lot more appealing that you could gain with groom. But as it is, it's not really available, so. So it makes it all quite a bit harder. Contraband isn't like complete trash here. I don't know that you would ever get it, but if someone forced you to have it in your deck, you could play it, I guess. Maybe that's mostly true anyway, but. They're they got to play. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Do I do the navigating now or do I save it for the next turn? I guess I do it now. I mean, here's silver versus copper. It doesn't really matter, but. Well, that would be the argument for doing it next turn. for sure. They're just thin. I guess I could have marched that sanctuary. If I had seen, yeah, I could have marched that sanctuary. I get to play this groom, right? I don't think, again, buying Legionary and then buying gold are not unreasonable at all to do. Do they shuffle? So I don't really need to worry about the attack this time. I wouldn't say. Unless I've confused myself about the shuffle. They could draw into it, of course. They could draw if they drew the gold but didn't see the Legionary, then I was gonna click Grant. I don't. Kind of confused. What happened? I thought he played Navigator. Oh, I'm looking at the old log, right? I was gonna do it. Now I'm just confused, but whatever. You should get a bonus for gaining night cards. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. This doesn't seem super important. Sorry, do I have these exiled? Okay, I do. Wow, he has 3 coppers exiled. He has 3 more coppers exiled than me. That's a lot. This seems pretty rough. So like I can't even march. I don't have money. Drew too much of the money last turn, I guess. No, I just doesn't work. None of it works. I can march, but I won't have. Well, I'm gonna trigger shuffle, right? Yeah, so I'm not even clear I'll be able to march. Or like I don't know what the bottom cards are. One's a copper, one's a silver. Maybe. I may have clicked auto buy on the last turn, so I don't know that that's true. The classic groom for Guardian. Never before seen. Guess I can choose not to exile it. This was also fine. There was maybe a chance of drawing a copper. Yikes. It's a big yikes from me. Maybe the groom was just so bad to be unbelievably bad. sad. Now I have 2 awful cards in my deck in the Guardians, right? And his Legionary Golds are like pretty good cards. So it doesn't, they don't kind of work out in the same. I think we can probably just resign this game. Seems fair. Well, I'm going to say that the Groom angle was not a success. That is not who won that game. All right, get that scoreboard correct. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Didn't look too good in the play. Played out. Didn't look too good when played out. All right, well, we have villages and stuff. Payload is kind of awkward. Buy is awkward, I guess. You can get Miser. You can open Scrap Miser. I mean, it's not the worst thing. The problem here is buy for sure. As far as like making it all worth it. But everything else probably just works. Minion hits Way the Squirrel pretty good. That's kind of nice. I don't think it's crazy to get Miser. Yeah. This wasn't the draw. Well, depending. This is, you know, whatever. I can live with it. Not as good as theirs, unless, I mean, no, it just looks unlikely to be as good as theirs. I'm gonna pick up a seller, though. It's not totally clear that seller's really good to buy. There are a few minion, of course, counters minion, or having minions defense against minion attack, but there's also Cursed Village here. If you want to have gains to have buys from scrap, I guess it's got to be, well, you can just scrap silvers, of course. Here's a little something. They get a farming village, which I guess is fine. What are the odds? We can discard it and it's gonna happen, right? Let's just have it. Let's have it happen to us and get it over with. Yeah, that's the world we're living in for sure. All right. We could have split the difference, of course, if we were. I mean, since I did in fact know before ahead of time that that was the world we were living in, I could have just done one, I guess. Now, do you want minion or do you want Cursed Village at this stage? Or even possibly Farming Village? I mean, not Farming Village. Falconer? Or Demand. You could demand a Farming Village also. Wouldn't be too crazy at all. they demand a necromancer. Cool. So, is this last card a seller? Maybe squirrel the seller this time? Not clear. Well, we're probably gonna just want to shuffle as far as we can. If we draw the silver, that was nice. This sequence was nice, actually. Do I still want another silver? Probably. This isn't that nice. These misers are looking sort of increasingly unappealing. Not gonna lie. Mine is anyway, to me. Because this is pretty awful hand. I can squirrel. They're getting the necromancer stuff done. I don't know that that was correct in any way. Guess if someone wants to put a lot of horses in there, then they'll be lambs. Apparently, crabcats want to have the lab, want to live in the lab world. So that's where we're going. Probably I'm just toast. Frankly. Gets a miser and a seller. Interesting. So the last card is the what's it? Necromancer. Guess if you have a bunch of villages, you can play the horses as squirrels. Have quite a bit of draw that way. If people start squirreling a lot, then you probably need to get minions. This was quite a nice turn for them. They probably profit on the second one. I mean, I don't know for sure, but They don't. They go for second scrap, which is, to me, feels ambitious. Potentially ambitious. We... Still a pretty big fan of falconers. At the moment, anyway. Though something like a Curse Village wouldn't be too bad now, or a minion. Maybe they already have the draw and the payload to get the use out of their... They don't have villages, right? Yeah. Was a little odd. I mean, I guess the scraps don't have to be terminal, but... Now they have the falconers. Okay. Okay. Can I get through this without gaining a more... Well, I mean, of course I can. There's a point where this could go bad, isn't there? And I don't need action. I was thinking it was... Oh, card is the thing I want. Yeah. Well, no, then this order is not right. I wonder if he'll let me undo playing this scrap. I think I got myself. I don't think there's any advantage. Maybe there is. There's like a 50. There's like a 50-50 you can go for. Right. That was it. Yeah, I got confused. There was a way to do that the way I wanted to. Well, whatever. That was pretty dumb. But I'll live. I guess I'll live. We'll find out. I guess this double demand makes the Falconer activations more or less impossible. But so be it. Maybe I should have done double farming village. It's not a huge difference one way or the other. I mean, it's probably better to do the farming villages right there. They're more likely to run out than the misers at this point. But anyway, it's done. Oh, another horse. Another horse bites the dust. They're falling like flies. This doesn't feel like they made a whole lot of progress on the deck this turn, to be honest. At least it doesn't feel that way to me. I could be wrong. This is not really what I want to see either. But it's okay. Okay. I could take one province. Can I take two? Profit 6-6. Or one down 6-6. I guess I could if I trashed Necromancer. Or if I trash silver and draw it with Necromancer instead of squirreling. We can get a horse too, I guess. We can do action silver horse. No, we would need coin. No, we need buy. Yeah, we could do it if we trash a necromancer, but that looks like about it. I don't know if double is all that appealing. You're not gonna, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna triple very easily. Not without more. They never shuffled, right? So we know they don't have we know for a fact they don't have a falconer in hand. So that's something. One of these is going to copper to mat, I think. I guess we could also use them all as... I'm not going to do that. Yeah. This counting is annoying to me for some reason. So 6, I can make each of these worth 6. Be 12, 15. Action silver buy. And if we redrew it, that would give us still the same. that would give us some amount of money that wasn't the amount of money I kind of want. Action buy horse, and then we get to 13 is okay. We can squirrel. Maybe we'll go with that. We can also not squirrel and get a silver back. Oh, there's a scrap in the... There is a scrap in there. Maybe we just demand a necromancer. Necromancers still are pretty good. I was thinking about a cursed village. But the necromancers are pretty good too. The cursed village, of course, there was like... I mean, what would be the worst case? Maybe one of the curses. Locust wouldn't have been a huge deal. To put a necromancer, yeah, Locust wouldn't have been a huge deal. The discard attacks, of course, nothing. The copper, probably not a huge deal. Potentially even useful, I guess, in some weird situations. He's putting in yet another horse into the old trash, which will yet again open up some options for us, I guess, as far as our necromancers go. It's possible your farming villages unveil an opportunity for zombie mason stuff where you know what you're hitting. It's pretty hard to get like sufficient buys here to like triple, though probably not impossible. I don't think anyone's gonna get quad ever. Could be wrong. I don't think we have the villages for it. Maybe if we had gotten into the cursed villages. He has 3 actions and 3 misers, which I guess probably will allow him to double. So not killing any coppers. That's gonna make the triple threat much lower. So like province scrap. I don't think I play around triple though. Since he didn't get any in there, I think I just double. There are, of course, there may be some chances for them to attempt setups for the provinces. There are a couple between cellar and farming village. You have some possibilities there. I mean, my other option, I guess, is to just try to... Wow, there are a lot of those in there. Hopefully this also doesn't open up a 3 pile, but I don't even really feel like counting that out. Seems sort of annoying to do. I can also single. Or single plus duchy or something. Double feels safe to me with the amount of coppers they have still. But I was thinking about if there's still 5/4s, that's not. I was thinking about scrapping a dismantle, but that's gonna be, I don't think, the play. I gotta be right back. Sorry about that. So I think the real issue is that it's actually super easy to be able to mill a province, right? You just get to this point with a necromancer and a cellar. You just throw one in. So it probably can't go down. I probably can't double. Single is probably still feasible. I don't think they'll triple and mill. So, but what you pair with it isn't totally clear to me. Because if you single, you can single and double duchy, I guess. That's not. Well, okay, that's kind of a lot of work. One problem here is that the stuff you scrap probably makes their turn better. Me scrapping cellar won't. If I just go province duchy, can they pile? They've got 2 falconer gains. They got their buy, and then they could get. They could get pretty. I don't think they could do it in score, so I don't think we need to worry too much about that. Yeah, like there are some things you can put into the discard that aren't going to matter a whole lot. But like if I put a dismantle in, that could potentially open up some lines for them that weren't previously available. or if I put in a miser, for instance. So what you scrap here is kind of tough. I don't think I can pile. I mean, I didn't really look for that, but that seems totally impossible. I don't know what this last card is either. I can province duchy, I guess, is maybe the thing to do, and that doesn't require a huge amount of work on my part to get to either, which is nice, and I can squirrel a bunch of things. I just have to scrap something. I guess I could have gotten a silver. For some reason, I was thinking I needed more. I don't. Do I really want a silver? I mean, I might. I'm gonna have extra draw. This may be underplaying it too much. I could have certainly gotten a silver. If they true triple, they go to 30. I don't know. They don't have any horses. I'm hoping they're resource limited some way, action, buy, coin, whatever it is, that doesn't let them just get a straight up finish yet. And I'm hoping I have enough stuff still. So they can get. They still have some farming villages unplayed, so. That may be all their necromancers, though. Maybe they have one more. They go... I don't know. I feel like I maybe underplayed the last turn too much. They just stopped? Did they not get to their farming village? Did they literally bottom deck 2 farming villages? They couldn't draw? I thought there's a necromancer. Maybe I'm missing something, or they either did that or I'm missing something. But now it looks, I mean, if this is their turn, this looks just super good for me. Because I can mill a province and buy 2. That's not hard at all. I mean, I'm probably speaking too soon prior to the win being actually in hand, but I can also probably just buy 3 provinces. Which may be a good sight easier than trying to figure out how to sell her. Well, okay, in this instance, the seller is pretty easy. So maybe we'll just do that one. I don't know, what do I... Yeah. And it'll all work. I think he maybe just bottom decked stuff there that was really bad. I don't know. I mean, they also never put those last couple of coppers on the mat, so they did have quite a bit more of the deck to draw through. Or a little bit more of the deck to draw through than I did. And, you know, not as much squirreling or retaining horses. But similar stop cards. So, or not similar stop, more stop cards. Similar payload, I guess. Another sanctuary board. They open Young Witch, which I guess seems reasonable here. You can... There are ways to like deal with the curses, but they're still pretty annoying. And it's not like there's an opener that's really good. I guess that's the other thing. I mean, if there was some nice opener, you would feel better about skipping it. Like if you had the 5-2, you could probably skip it. I mean, eventually you want a torture stack. Captain looks really excellent here. The Snowy Village definitely looks viable. I guess the question here is Sanctuary Butcher, Torture. I think I'd do the Sanctuary though. It's not totally clear to me. We're probably gonna have pretty mirrored openings since we both found the Young Witch. I assume they have 5. They have to, right? I guess no. Yeah, they have to. If they had 5 here, they wouldn't have just bought a Snowy. So they're just considering the 5s as well. I wouldn't I think it's totally reasonable to take one of the other 5s. Not contraband, but you know, the other 5s that actually exist in our cards. They go with Sanctuary as well. This is pretty bad for me, depending on my Young Witch draw, but they're okay. So I drew it fine, and they no one's blocked. I don't know here if you do Mountain Village, even though it's kind of horrifying, isn't it? Kind of really bad. You really would rather just do Captain for your village effects. I mean, some mounting is okay on a shuffle, but it can be really bad here. Do you get to put one sanction or an estate away? Oh, another silver. I'm not super big on the guide. It's fine. Their sanctuary did miss, which was nice. Though they also found their guide and all this stuff. So they're going to be able to definitely call guide on the next hand and get back into the shuffle with this stuff. So not as bad as maybe if you don't find the guide there, then it can be a little hard. So I can try for 6, which I have not super great odds. Putting the Snowy Village on top is potentially useful, though it's like not the probably biggest deal in the world. It depends. Oh, they didn't actually call us, so they're just using the Mountain Village to get, I guess they're, I don't know, they may get the Sanctuary. They may get a silver, to be honest. Now I might take a guide. That or Mountain Village. Or silver, actually. Next 5 will be Butcher. Well, it could be Torture. Again, I think both would be fine. So they took the Sanctuary, which looks like a reasonable get. They get a guide there, which looks, I don't know how good it was, but probably pretty good. My Sanctuary misses here, but is paired with this state, so that's pretty good. They're just getting more. There's something to be said for trashing the curses, or not trashing, but exiling the curses. You're not really likely to trash them all anyway. And the estates are obviously more useful in your deck for Butcher considerations. What was the oh? We can probably just turn this autoplay on. I think it probably will never come up as a problem. There's Captain in here, and I can Mountain Village, gain Torture, so I'm gonna try for that. But Butcher also possible. We didn't block. No one blocked yet with the Bane. They either toss their Young Witch with their guide, or they have it in hand now and have to decide whether it's worth playing it. I'm not sure that shuffle is going to be Very good for them to trigger. Okay. Okay, that was alright. A secret passage? I would have loved... Okay, this is good. So I can either young witch... Guess we'll do this. They're discarding every time, which is... They didn't play the guide yet, right? So... But anyway... There's something to be said for putting a mountain village down in the next shuffle if I don't draw anything nice. Which I can do. I don't know exactly where I have to put it to make sure I draw it. Make sure I don't draw it now. I'm gonna see 3 cards. One, I guess the bottom is okay. Or second to bottom is still okay. There's a sanctuary which could have gone another trigger, but didn't happen. Still no guide down. This is similar, though it's a little harder to predict because I could find another torturer. Though to be honest, if I do, then well, yeah. I guess I have captain, so it's like whatever. Just put junk at the bottom and just see what you get to. Because I can call, or I can play captain on it anyway. All right, he gets a block. Now they have the guides, so that changes the torture situation, of course. But also the curses are going to be gone in like 2 turns, so the tortures are just there for mostly for draw and playing sanctuaries. I'm not totally won yet, but I'm definitely ahead. Depends a bit on whether I get this curse in, whether they do or I do. And then from there, it's gonna just depend on playing some Dominion, frankly. There could be an argument for getting another mountain village there, but they're pretty good to leave in deck as well. Okay. So this is going to answer the question of whether now the tortures are just done, of course. Is there an autoplay for torture? All right. We just got autoplays all over now. How close are we piles? Not really. These last couple turns for them were quite good though. So they are ahead on the thinning. For sure. They may win from this position, honestly. My last turn was just not very good, to be frank. The sanctuary has been hiding a bit from me. I guess I could have just taken one torture, but oh, I do already have a butcher. Well, that's cool. How big is this shuffle? I guess it's not a huge deal really, one way or the other. Would like to try and put a curse on the sanctuary, I guess. We'll probably just draw another curse, but yep. I could have done the young. Okay, well, it ended up pretty much the same. How much money do we end up with here? Because I could just go curse copper. Eight. It's not super good. $10 is pretty good though. $10 is pretty really good, I think. Could be Torture Sanctuary. Could have been double Sanctuary, of course. Not double Sanctuary, double Torture. Question here will be like how many mountain villages to chain through. They're buying a captain. It's like probably not all of them, but maybe you just do all of them. I mean, by the time you play the Snowy, you already have enough to play all the terminals, don't you? Well, not to play all of them. What do you get? How many do you get? +1 carb. So you'd end up with 3 more, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. You wouldn't quite have enough actions to play literally everything, but it's like close enough. And if you even play 1 cantrip first, then it like goes away. So like I already now have enough to play them all. Well, this is another choice here. 1, 2. I mean, we're gonna have about. Well, it depends on if what the top card is, right? We're probably not double getting to 10, so we should probably be able to do it like this and be okay. Okay, never mind. Okay, so I got 2 more torturers. I got an extra captain. At this point, I'm quite a bit ahead on the exiling stuff. This was not a very good turn for them. They didn't even play their captain. Good at a secret passage, but okay. Well, now we kind of are in a. Isn't there a curse still? Yeah. I mean, maybe able to kill the sanctuary, or not the sanctuary, the snowy village. It's not obvious that we should, but. Now I kind of wish I had the curses off the map, but whatever. Trying to think what the play is now. We can kill the young witch for sure. We can butcher the young witch for sure. And we can butcher like a maybe the snowy. And we can green. That's assuming that there's not just like a pile out also, to be honest. Which, especially if they go estate to Mountain Village here, probably there just will be a pile out. They're gonna probably have to green to prevent any pile outs from me. But this is a big points lead too. And even this, maybe I can just pile. How much do I need? Like duchy 15. I would only need $13 and mill some expensive stuff. It's pretty much all I would need. But this is not it, so. There's also no rush. So I think we don't need to try and make it happen. We don't need to try and force it. Though that's not always my usual modus operandi. I mean, maybe in hand now. How many buys would I need? 3 buys. As I do go torturer, torturer, young witch, torturer. How much money do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, this is probably in hand, right? I only need $13 and I'm gonna have 4 coffers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 2 of the bottom cards. 8, 9. 13. Yeah, this should work. This is 10. 3 points is 1, 2 enough. Yeah. They have to like not trash the estate or something. There's probably a way I can do it to get to province. Well, different order of drawing stuff. Maybe where I don't have to play the captains, I can get a province instead of a duchy and still empty. But anyway. I guess just hitting 6. Me getting the fortunate 6 early on made a big difference. Another young witch board, okay. Bane is a little more spammable this time. That's seer action, witch action. Maybe you just skip the young witch and go straight for the adult one. Another captain board. We got so many of the same cards. It's really quite hard to build up here. Maybe you do it. I mean, maybe you just have to try and do it, but it's not super easy because of all the attacks and the fairly lackluster draw. You can open Young Witch Silver as well and go for that. I don't really understand. Oh, I guess if you have the 5-2, you would open with a Pearl Diver. Okay, I guess I understand that. That doesn't seem especially confusing now that I've, said it out loud. Do I want another silver? Probably. Everything's expensive. They have a pretty good chance of having... I can buy Grand Market right now, which is pretty funny. I don't know if it's any good. I can even go for it a couple ways. It's not quite guaranteed the Ironmonger way. Though it's like a pretty good chance. They probably have their Pearl Diver, right? Well, 5/3 shot at it. They didn't have it. They didn't have it in this hand. So it's probably in this hand, but it's not like Grand Market is that good, but it's also not that bad. And it's kind of hard to buy it once. Well, you're probably doing Grave Robber to get it the normal way. Let's go for this one of doing it if we're gonna do it. Now I get to give him a curse though. Guaranteed. Another silver? They're good. Well, there are a few things I could play here. I could do captain as Young Witch or captain as Faithful Hound. I guess. I probably am not doing captain as... Let's see. Reveals a Pearl Diver, top decks a Pearl Diver. Okay, so not Young Witch. That one's not in the cards anymore. But here we may be playing the captain as a young witch again, with fairly high confidence of, well, not that high, I guess. No, now it's because the Hiremonger played is high confidence. Get another one of those captains. Okay. Okay. Sure. This is all going pretty well, I have to say. No complaints. They have 10 curses. I don't much like their odds. Did they play their Pearl Diver? Boy howdy, they sure did. I'm gonna send it. All right, 3-1. Captain Young Witch? No, oh no. Sanctuary, that's our repeat for this. Obviously, you expect to have something you've seen before. Well, especially at this point. But Sanctuary maybe not a massive deal here at the beginning because of the goat pretty much doing the cleanup for you. I guess you do Tournament Pixie. I guess you could do Research or Remodel, but I'm not hugely interested in those, I guess. Though I don't think they're terrible necessarily. So what do you do in the end though? You just have like labs. Maybe you play with a Merchant Guild as your terminal. Maybe you play with a Remodel as your terminal. It could be. Maybe you get this steed and you get to have 2 terminals. I mean, I guess if you have 2 terminals, the deck can look fairly different. Yeah, Research is fine to open with as well. I'm gonna do a Pixie. I think the Pixie is pretty easy here, though I don't think Silver would be bad. I would blow up for sure. So they're moving and or grooving, as the case may be. Very, very thin. To get rivers into flames, right, you open to, I guess you buy your turn 2 Pixie, you get river turn 3, and you buy another Pixie, and then you're just, so they don't go for flame. It's interesting. Maybe they're already thin enough. That could very well be the case. They're gonna have to add some money now. And maybe they just have a path that gets to province in like 2 turns or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll take wisps. I don't think so. This could go very, very well for me, or just like, okay, we'll see what they do with their pixie here. Totally seems like a thing you take for sure, and you can get more pixies or a tournament and a pixie or whatever. Seems very likely to be good to me. If I could stack my deck on this shuffle, they didn't take it, they just want the province now. If I can stack my deck here, I can go pretty ham. I didn't quite get the deck stacking, so we're not quite where we probably, well, where we really, really want to be. I mean, the stacking, of course, would be to have drawn to hit with Wisp, or to get a, you know, a Sea's Gift or something. He may be destroying this tournament also, which is gonna be a problem. The silvers are okay. Depends a lot on that. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. If we get to 5 here and can buy a lab, then the silvers look pretty considerably better, but I think it's prize. Probably they'll take, okay, they take Steed, okay. I mean, when I don't have threat of taking a prize, I guess Steed is reasonable. This is good for me, of course. And I don't feel completely lost yet. Though maybe soon I will. Should be a bunch of like 2s down here, so I think play the Wisp first. They don't have tournament. They didn't have province in hand, so either it's down in here or they drew it off the tournament. One, two. Yeah, let's do that. This one, 1, 2. Or spend coffers. I guess there's some chance of they did draw the province, and then I do get to, I don't know, play Merchant Guild or something. It's not very likely, but if we did, then we would have bought, you know, some stuff. Prizes aren't that good for me now. I'm trying to think. How does Princess stack up against the Sanctuary that I already have in deck? Or not the Sanctuary, the Merchant Guild I already have in deck. It's not way better. It's probably a little better. It has a nice, there's a nice estate interaction, I guess. You can get a lot of buys and potentially go pretty hard on the estate. But the only other thing I would have considered there would be a Sanctuary. I would be more afraid of them also if they had a Sanctuary already. I could have also tossed the lab. Just done Pixie. Once they have a sanctuary, their deck will be scarier to me, but right now it's not super scary to me. I'm not sure I can beat them even if they go green directly. If they go back and build, I think they're for sure gonna beat me. If they don't, I'm not 100% on it one way or the other. If this turn they can go Laboratory Sanctuary, they're probably gonna win. Or even Province Sanctuary, they'll probably win. Yeah, I think those are reasonable. I think you have an even better shot if you... Oh no. Where is the thing? Where's the Merchant Guild? That was sad. That was super sad. Promise doesn't help me. I have to get a lot of arena points. And some other stuff. Lab Sanctuary. If they got on Lab Sanctuary, man, I think they would just be totally winning. They're still probably totally winning. They're gonna get the last Pixie. It's unfortunate. The Pixies were pretty nice for me. I could get a research. Yeah, this is an awful draw too, because I didn't like. I mean, there's like a million labs and wisps just sitting in here. That's just so bad. But not much you can do. Pixie Seethe 2 for them there is gonna really make a big, or maybe not a big difference, but some difference. Unfortunately for me, there's not like another attack outside of followers, right? Then we would have more we could do, but we do not, so. Well, actually, why did I cannot ask for that undo, but holy cow, that was stupid. There's not even really upside if he doesn't have it. Man, that was incredibly dumb. I hope I lose by 2 points at some point. It's very unlikely to come down to that, but I hope it happens. I would totally deserve it. That is just unbelievably stupid. On my end. I can buy a cash. LOL. Yeah, like tournament has clearly got to be the card. My card for arenaing. That was just so stupid. Oh well. I guess they want to do research bag of gold, but doesn't seem that good to me. I mean, you can also just look at it as making it very, very easy for your deck to buy province. Is another way. I can't wait till this duds real soon. Nope, okay. We live to be sad another day. All right, this time we're a little bit smarter. Very, very slightly. Did I get hit with the... Yeah. No. Let's not do that. Well, in theory, I can go up a little bit on that stuff, but... This is also, of course, one of those cases where the followers is just crunching up points too, that they're keeping quite a bit of. May have been better to go like gold touching on my last turn. I don't think it makes much difference, but we're also at piles. The labs are gone. They can buy duchies and they'll run out before I catch up in points ever. They can probably buy a tournament. Yeah, remodel makes sense too. I was going to say that they could probably buy a tournament fairly safely. This is what I was hoping my deck could do, right? I just was hoping it would do it maybe 2 turns before this actually happened. And then the point gap would probably still be insurmountable, but it would look a little less ridiculous. you know, not not noticeably less ridiculous. I think his deck is such that his dead hands are like bind province for sure. So I think it's pretty. I don't think they're really stoppy hands for them. They're not holding one province or something, but I wonder why they exiled research. It didn't matter, I guess, but you would think they just it didn't. It was extraordinarily inconsequential. No use trying to dig it out. Dig out the meaning. All right. So Lost Arts is our only thing for villages. I guess you just go for Lost Arts on Wild Hunts, probably. The vampire is pretty nice to open, I think. Hardy's nice. Mission's gonna be good. For sure. This has pretty good odds of getting to 6. Now it has guaranteed odds of getting to 6. Do we want another gold? This gold isn't as good. But probably still okay. I don't know at what points I'm definitely way ahead here. I don't know if I get a second vampire. That's my question. Maybe I do. But I'm not totally sure when. I'm gonna get so many of these wild hunts though. I mean, I'm gonna get those points too. All right. 4-2 will help a little bit. I needed really more than 4, to be honest, to kind of be on a trick for trying to make it to the championship. But I can't complain about 4, obviously. So hopefully we can do okay in our last 2 matches and at least avoid demotion. It'll be pretty difficult, I think, to make the champion at this point, although everyone else, I guess, is not like, no one's wildly above 50%. RTT is the highest, but not crazy if I beat RTT. So may end up being quite close at the end. So we'll see. But thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.